up, you guys? Welcome back to a new video. I'm your girl Adriana Montanez. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This video was a little hard for me to post. I wasn't sure if I was gonna post it, but I had such a rough day. I don't even know where to start with it. But if you are somebody that struggles with depression, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a working mom, a single person, it really doesn't matter. I want this to be beneficial, but I'm targeting a little bit more with the mothers because society has it as if it's a mental health issue, which there is, but there's also a social issue because of all of these tasks that these women, especially mothers, have to hold. You're supposed to be the working mom, you have to be the nurse, the provider, the nurturer. You have all these tasks that need to be completed, and 24 hours in a day is just not realistic sometimes, I feel like. And today I had a really heavy depressional episode. If you don't know what that is, pretty much nothing was going my way this morning. I was in such a funk and I felt so alone. And it's like, you know, when you're depressed is when your food don't taste good. You know you have to eat, but your food don't taste good. The water tastes like crap. It just, and then too, like nothing was going right for me. And then I was editing a couple videos. I don't know what happened with the SD card, but it won't even let me upload them for whatever reason. So I'm like, I'm trying to get up more content because YouTube is my number one. I want to put more on my platform, and I want people to get to know me, and I want to just, you know, get my name out there just to know who Adriana Montanez is. And I feel like TikTok gave me that confidence to do it. But today, I don't know about you, but it was so bad to the point where I couldn't get myself together. I had to take a cold shower to snap out of some of my funk, because I feel like that shifts my mood. But I was just not great. And my son saw me crying and he was like, "Mom, let's go take a nap." And I looked at him because like he never takes naps. He's just turned 6. For him to do that, and I laid with him, he literally like got a blanket and tucked me. I didn't want to cry in front of him more than what he's seen me as, but I fell asleep with him for 2 hours. I almost canceled my chiropractor appointment today too. And I don't know, like I said, I just didn't want to do anything. I'm really behind on certain things that I'm working on. And you know, when you're working on things for yourself, nobody's going to understand. Nobody's going to see it until you have some type of accomplishment for it, right? And I know there's some women out there that are maybe putting more energy to their side hustle, but they still got to work and pay their bills, you know, with their main, you know, their main job, you know. And, you know, when you believe in yourself and you see something so bad, and for me, I'm putting a lot of energy and time in other outside projects and other things that I'm working towards, but it does cost time. And sometimes I don't get that time until 10 p.m. at night. And then I have like on my ear on one end with like one of my coaches just like, you know, you need to sleep, you need to do this. But at the same time too, it's like, there's a reason for everything. You know, or maybe the mothers who've even lost themselves, or, you know, and sometimes, or even just people that are single, like you just feel like, what am I doing sometimes? Like, what is my purpose? Like, you ever just wake up and you just like, what am I really doing here? And I'll tell you this, the one confirmation I get all the time, you know how people say, I'll live for my kid, I'll die for my kid? I'm alive because of my child, 100%. Malachi saved my life in so many ways, and I hope one day I could share that with him. And his story is so powerful because my baby came out completely dead. So I was prepared to bury him, you know, 6 years ago. And I always said to myself too, if I were to have another baby, it's going to be a home birth. I'll pay the $5,000 to do a home birth. I will not do a hospital again. But that's a story maybe in time I could share with you what happened to bring more awareness. But I knew today, I just felt like you get to that dark place where you really shouldn't be thinking about certain things. And that's what happened to me. And it's like, I still have this little boy right here. He's like, you know, Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I went poop. Mom, I did this. Mom, can you help me with this? And I still perform, and I still do what I have to do as a mother. But I just feel like I'm drowning. And I just wanted to make this video to any woman out there, and you feel like you're just drowning. You're not alone. Trying to get it together with certain things and it's not happening, you're not alone. I'm right there with you. And you know what, there's a lot of other women out there too, but they're just not gonna ever say anything or talk about it. Especially to the stay-at-home mom community. I see how much larger it's gotten, especially after COVID. You know, a lot of parents and a lot of people lost their jobs, and there's been a shift in everything, and kids were being homeschooled by force. And I'm still in this community. And you know, I always get this like, when do you go back to work? Like, oh, I can never just live off a man, or boop 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 boop. But at the end of the day, nobody's gonna love and take care of your child better than you. Now, there's nothing wrong with people doing what they're doing with their children, but it's like when you walk a different line because you see something different and you feel a different calling, you're gonna get iced out and you're gonna be weird. And that's just in anything. And sometimes, like for me, like the last few days, I'm like, oh, I still have to go to 2 more grocery stores because, you know, we eat differently and I still need to stock up on certain supplies. And it just got to the point where, like, you know what, I don't even want to make dinner. I'm just gonna order takeout. And you know what, you're not alone. It's okay. If you need a couple days where you don't feel like cooking, order the burgers, order the fries, go drive through, go pick up pizza, whatever it is, because there's no such thing as perfect. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to survive and get by. But the motherhood is an exhausting hood. It's turned up and there's no hours to clock out. But there's just days you just don't know how you're gonna keep going, and just trust me, you're not alone. I'm so glad I was able to film this video, and I just did not want to cry. But to any woman out there, whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you have children, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a working mom, you know, and you feel like you're alone and you feel like these walls are closing in and you feel like sometimes you're losing your purpose, you may losing your purpose. You know, I feel like we're going to get our shot and we're going to get our time. But right now, your job is to provide and to protect your children at all costs. And it wears on me as a mother because there's more that I do. You know, I actually do work outside. I actually do have outside projects. I actually do have goals that I'm working towards. I'm actually doing something different. I can't even tell you the last time I watched a movie. I can't. It's nonstop. And I know some people are just like, well, you got to slow down. I ain't got a village. Who can watch my kid? Who gonna watch my kid? You know it's real when you got less than 3 people and your mother being one of them, because that's another thing too. I don't have a strong support system. I don't have a relationship with my father, and he's still alive. He's only met my child twice. I have a very toxic sister with my sister, and if she sees this, she's probably gonna get mad. Toxic, but it's true. It's toxic. And I made a video recently on TikTok. I did a duet about toxic family, and it talks about pretty much, you know, we have this glorification in this world where, you know, that's your mom, that's your dad, that's your grandma, that's your grandpa, you know, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, there's only one you. You got to go to sleep with yourself. You got to take care of yourself. You got to feed you. They ain't there to take care of you. When you lay down at night, who you laying with? You laying with yourself. You know, I thought too, like I was going to have this village. You know, I got married. I had a child. You know, I thought there'd be this community. But it's not. You actually see people's true colors when you're in the dark. But that's all of us, right? And we just got to keep pushing through. It's not always going to be like this. So if you're feeling that feeling, just like you feel like just it's going to end, or you just like, why? Keep going. Keep going. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. You have no idea. But I just wanted to say, just know at the end of the day that you're amazing, even though you don't feel like it. Finances might be tight, but you ain't the only one. Maybe your kids have eaten chicken nuggets 3 times in a row, but who cares? As long as they're alive and they're thriving and they're breathing and they're in a safe place and they're loved. Don't worry about it. Do what's best for you and protect yourself at all costs, especially when it comes to your peace. And if there's a trigger for your depression, get away from it. That's why, like I said, I could trust my mother and I could trust 2 other people outside of that. But other than that, other than family members, I don't trust them. You know it's real when you can trust your babysitter over certain relatives. And that's just on facts. And I'm not the only one. I'm sorry if this video is coming off rambling, but it's just something that really hit me hard, and I'm in a vulnerable place, and I just wanted to share out there, especially with women that struggle with depression, because I do get depressional episodes and they are very hard. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna die sometimes. Like my heart's racing. It's just, and I had a full-blown panic attack today. I haven't had one in so long, and it just comes out of nowhere. I didn't know what this was until I was postpartum, 8 months with my baby, when I was home and he was fussy. And I remember I forgot what it was, but he was struggling with colic. And I remember I just fell asleep and I was holding him, but I was literally crying as I was holding him. And I'm not the only one who does that. There's a lot of us that still do that. To the mothers out there and to any women that are struggling with any type of depression, just know that you're not wrong and it's okay. And most importantly, you're not alone. There's a huge community of us. It's just some have been taught to be quiet about it. It's not important. Sweep it under the rug. And there's some of us like me that will refuse to ever be quiet again because I was forced to. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And just know, like I said, you're not alone, and you're amazing, and you're an amazing mother. God loves you, I love you, and we're gonna get through this together. There's better days ahead of us. Thank you for watching. God bless.